Welcome back. My name is Nomad. As you can see, I'm still not in no man's land. I'm still visiting my parents. Let's see if I can get through this video this time. This is the 6th time I've started it, between my parents in the next room doing dishes, or my mom checking in to see if I'm all right, or my microphone breaking. This has been a fun one. Today I wanted to talk about cymbals. And it's more of a beginner tutorial for people that are starting to build a collection, or also for people that are just interested in what other professional musicians are playing. I'm going to kind of start at the beginning and move more current. I'll probably do more than one of these because I'm gonna focus on one line today. The first thing I want to say to any kind of beginners is always protect your brass. I've been playing professionally on and off for about 25 years, and I've had a lot of stuff disappear over the years. And usually it is cymbals. Cymbals walk off really easily. For those of you who know me, know I'm a multi-instrumentalist. I primarily play percussion, but I also play guitar and piano. And probably 10 or 11 years ago, I was playing guitar in a band, and the drummer had just gotten out of the military, did not have a drum set, so I let him use my drum set for rehearsals until he could afford one. Well, the day he quit, he walked off with my cymbal bag, and that had all of the original cymbals that I've had my entire life, except for one. So I still have one cymbal left from my original line, and that is one that I will keep until I die. I buy and sell cymbals a lot. Some cymbals I have a connection to, some cymbals I don't, and some cymbals I buy for specific projects, and then I sell them afterwards. But that cymbal I might actually have buried with me. So I started off with a really good set. I was 14 and worked all summer to save up some money. I bought a set of 1974 sonars. And I've been a sonar player almost exclusively ever since. And it came with some Zildjians. And my dad played drums in high school, and when I decided I wanted to learn to play drums, he started playing again in order to teach me and learn with me. And being that my dad played in the 60s, you know, he brought me up to believe that there's Zildjians and then there's everything else. Now, I don't really believe that. There's a lot of really great cymbal companies out there, but at the time that he was playing, that Zildjian pretty much was the only option for professionals. And he kind of instilled in me as a teenager that if you were ever a Zildjian player, like, that's it. And while I appreciate a lot of other cymbal companies, I do play Zildjian exclusively, just mostly because I've got a small fortune in Zildjian cymbals, and I have absolutely no reason to switch. So I'm going to start at the beginning. I bought that sonar set. It came with cases, it came with hardware, it came with cymbals. It had a couple pair of hi-hats, and then some 18 and 20-inch crash rides, and a 20-inch heavy ride. And I loved that ride. That was one of the cymbals that was taken, and I'm really hoping to find another one. It was a early 70s, I think, block logo Zildjian A 20-inch heavy ride, and the thing was brilliant. What I've replaced it with, actually very recently, you can probably tell because it's not dirty and I don't clean my cymbals, was I replaced it with several 20 and 22-inch Zildjian A medium rides, until I found this, which is 21-inch Zildjian Sweet Ride. This is a great cymbal. Now, my A Zildjian line is not my primary cymbals. I usually play Ks, but I will say I think that As, especially the old As, are the most versatile cymbals out there. If you're a new drummer and you're just starting, you can't go wrong with a set of A Zildjians like these. They might not be perfect for everything, but they will be good for everything. And you might not find that, like I say, I usually play Ks and K customs, and they're great, but they're such a specific sound. And I really think, you know, I say it not as a bad thing, but The A Zildjian line is a very generic sound. It really sounds good for anything. If you listen to just about any classic rock from the 50s and 60s, almost all of it is going to be A Zildjian stuff. I went with this one. It's really nothing like my heavy ride, but it is a cymbal that I've really liked because of its crashability. Now my 20-inch heavy ride that was stolen, it was not crashable. It was just too heavy, as is the ride that I normally play as my primary ride. But I'm just focusing on A's for today. Again, this is a 21-inch sweet ride. I went with the 21 rather than 23, mostly because I have a bunch of cymbal bags and they're all 22-inch. I didn't want to buy a new cymbal case because I got a new cymbal. And in general, my main ride's a 20 anyway, so I'm not sold on big cymbals. Next up, and this replaced the 18-inch crash ride that that was stolen, that was in my cymbal bag. I got this also recently with that same sweet ride, is an 18 medium thin. Now I have an 18 medium that I really like, and for a long time I played the 18 medium and a 16-inch medium thin. And I just wanted a little more variety. I wanted to be able to do the 18 medium thin and the 16 medium thin, or even two 18s. I play a lot of setups with two 18-inch crashes. Again, I'll say, if you don't know what to get, you absolutely cannot go wrong with a 16-inch medium thin and an 18-inch either medium or medium thin. They're super versatile. They won't let you down. They might not be exactly what you're looking for, but they're super, super versatile cymbals that you could play a lot of different styles on. Next up is what I just talked about. 18-inch medium crash. You can see this one's a lot older. I've had this one for a lot longer, and it's the sister to the new one. It's a great cymbal. This one makes a decent ride. It actually has a really nice bell. For several years, I think 3 years, I played in a grunge band, and I played three cymbals only. I played my 14-inch hi-hats, my 16-inch medium thin cymbal, and this as a crash ride, this 18-inch Zildjian As medium crash. And again, I played those three cymbals for 3 years exclusively. I also played in a Motown band for a while where I played the same hats. This is a crash ride with a 12-inch K splash, and those were the only cymbals I played. So again, super versatile. This next cymbal is the one I hold nearest and dearest to my heart. My 16-inch medium thin A. This is the only cymbal left from my original setup. And it was also the first new cymbal I ever bought. When I bought that Sonar kit, like I said, I had, 18, 20, and 22-inch rides and crash rides that it came with, but I really wanted a smaller crash, and also one of my drum teachers had this exact cymbal, and I really liked it. So I went to the local music store in southern New Hampshire, and I was super lucky. The vice president of the chain came in and had marked down everything in the store that had been there longer than 6 months, even the new equipment. I think I paid $70 for this cymbal. It wasn't very much at all. And I also got a pair of 13-inch A custom projection hats for $100. I really hated those. I'm not a big A custom guy, especially the projections. But regardless, that was an insane deal, even back in 1995. Like that was. I was super, super lucky that I was able to get this cymbal, because again, like, I have had this my entire percussion career. This is also a warning to any new drummers. I have kind of a funny story about this cymbal. When I got this cymbal, it was brand new, and the edge was razor sharp. And I played a gig with my band in high school, and afterwards this cute girl came up and started talking to me, and I was feeling like showing off, so I'm taking down my drum set and she's talking to me, and I was taking my cymbals off the stand, spinning them and putting them in the case. Well, I sliced both hands super deep on this cymbal, and tried desperately to keep my composure while this girl was talking to me. So that being said, I'm also blood bonded with this cymbal, and I may be buried with this one. Moving down to my last crash in the K line, or in the A line rather, was also inspired by the same teacher that had that 16-inch. He also had a 14-inch thin, and I added this later, but I did get it specifically because I'd played his and I'd really liked it. Small crashes are not in style right now, for it seems, with most modern bands, but I play a lot of different music. I play in orchestras, I play musicals, and do church gigs occasionally. This is a really great cymbal for musical theater and also church gigs. It's pretty explosive, but it's not super loud. You don't have to worry about being overpowering like you might with a big crash. For years, I used my teacher's cymbals when I was playing in church. I played this one and the 16, and they were really great. I didn't have to worry about being too loud. Now, normally I'd go over Chinas as well, but honestly, my A Chinas I'm not crazy about. I've got a 16-inch A China Boy High that I don't even keep in my cymbal bag anymore because it's just not rocking me like these other ones do. If I'm going to play my A's and I need a China, I've got a 17-inch K that really just kills it. So until I find an A that rocks my world, I'm just going to stick with that. I'm not opposed at all to mixing and matching cymbals. But last but not least in this bag are my hats. Now again, my favorite hats were stolen. The ones that I played for years and years and years were stolen. So these are replacement. And these, I actually bought these two cymbals separately. So they're mix and match set. After my hi-hats were stolen, I spent so many years trying to find that sound. And even these are close, but they're not exactly what I was playing for all those years. I probably own 6, 7, 8 pairs of hi-hats that I bought over the years trying to find that sound. So they're just generic A's, could be new beats, no idea. The bottom one I believe is a 70s. The top one I believe is a 60s. It's a pretty heavy bottom with a pretty light top. That's what I like. And again, they're just super universal in sound. And these two are by far my favorite hi-hats of all the hi-hats I own. And I own some pretty nice hi-hats. But these old, dirty cymbals are my absolute favorites. I do not clean my cymbals. I think they continue to sound better with age. You lose that kind of shrillness to them. And yeah, I think they mature with the drummer. And nothing against people who do clean their cymbals. I think they look great, but I'm in it for the sound, and I love the sound of dirty cymbals. Well, that's it for today. Thank you for hanging out with me. I hope you learned something. If you have any questions, any comments, just let me know, and I'll be right on top of it.